welcome to Sarah's Stamping Retreat. Today we're going to create a really cute, simple, light up baby card. So to start with, I've got a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch mint green card blank, and then I've got this piece of pattern paper that is 1/2 inch smaller, and I've cut that with this die, which is the Stars and Dots background from A Pocket Full of Happiness. So the first thing I'm going to do is create our sentiment, and then we can find out where that's going to go, and then we can sort out where all our lights are going to go. So I'm going to stamp this Welcome Little One in some mint green ink onto some white cardstock. And then I'm going to die cut that with a star die to go with our background. So I'm going to end up putting this over here, which is going to cover most of this star. So for that reason, I'm not going to light up this star. So I've cut a piece of white cardstock that's a little smaller than my green cardstock, and I'm just going to place that over there. And then because I want my light to light up these stars, then I'm going to trace through them with a pencil, and then I'll know where I want my light to go. I'm not going to trace through that one because that's where I want my sentiment to go. And then because I want my sentiment to go there, and I kind of transfer that over to there, because I want my battery to go underneath my sentiment, so I want my battery to go about there. So then I've got my template, and I find this really handy for placing where I'm going to put my lights. So you can see on the lights, we've got the positive side is this flat bit. You might not be able to see, but there's a tiny positive on the flat bit, and there's a negative on the pointy bit. So I want to make sure that all the positives and all the negatives are easy to join up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it like this as I go round, so that I can do a line of tape here and a line of tape there, so they go round in circles, because if I keep on turning it round like this, then it's going to be very hard to line it up, because you need one line of tape that joins at the points and one line that joins at the flat pieces. So let's draw that in there, and then I'll join this in here. And I'm just going to put a dot in the middle as well, so that once I've covered it up with tape, I know where the light's going to go. So then I'm going to use one of these switches. These are really useful, but if there aren't any available, then you can always just create one with a piece of cardstock. Just fold over a piece of cardstock. So then I'm going to pop this over this circle that I put on here for my battery. So we're going to have the positive coming down here, and the negative I'm going to have coming out this side. So this tape is conductive fabric tape, so it's really easy to apply because it's self-adhesive, and I like to think of this as joining the dots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of this negative side, and because I'm coming out of the negative side, then I know that I want to join up all the negative bits. And if you remember, the negative part of the light was the pointy part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of join the dots. I'm going to go over all of those pointy parts of the stencil, and I'm just going to join them up. So it's literally just like dot to dot that you did as a kid. We're just joining it up with the tape. And while I'm doing this, I should say that Chibitronics is having a sale at the moment. I'll link it below. And this tape that I'm using is the old style of packaging. So the new tape is in new packaging, but it's still a conductive fabric tape. I'll just snip this off here. This is the new style tape with the new style packaging, and it is neater because it's in this roll. But all the stuff with the old packaging is currently on sale. So if you're looking to get some, it's a really good time to get some at a reduced price. There's a lot of things in the sale that they're doing this with. They're just revising the packaging, and so you can get some really good prices on the products in the old packaging. So then we're going to start again with the positive side, and again we're going to do connect the dots. So I'm going to go up the inside here, I'm going to go down the outside here, and then I think what I might do is I might go two ways. So I'm going to go this way, and then I'm going to go over this edge here, and then I can cut that off when you're connecting the dots, you don't want the positive side to overlap with the negative side. So then all I need to do is just to add that over there, and it will join up with the circuit, and then I can carry on going this way. And then I'm going to go over this one. It's good to try and make sure that your tape is nice and flat over the pots where you've got a light going on as well. So try not to do the bends where there's going to be a light. And there, and then we can just cut off the end again. So it is really, really simple. The stencil really helps because then you can see where you want all your lights to be, and then it's just to connect the dots after that. So then I'm going to come in with some of the white lights, and obviously we want the flat side, the positive side to go on this wire, and the negative side to cross the other wire. So you want to make sure that that goes across the two. And again, they're self-adhesive, they're so easy to apply. And also this is a great way to get the kids or the grandkids involved and kind of get them to understand some basic circuits, because it's kind of a fun craft but also quite educational. So then we've got our stickers on, so then we just want our battery. So I'm going to use a battery holder to keep it in place, and again you can always just punch a circle into some foam if you want to create your own battery holder. So you're going to want one of these flat batteries, and you can pop that in there. Then when you close this over and press down, you can see that all of your lights light up. So I've just labelled that up so that you can see exactly where everything goes really clearly. So then I've cut a piece of vellum to just about the same size as this, and I'm going to glue it behind there. And then I'm just going to use some pieces of foam around here to lift this up. Obviously I don't want it going over any of those stars that we drew on, because otherwise you'd be able to see through the holes on here. And this is actually just the foam that's left over from the battery holder. But you could use foam tape, foam strips, whatever you've got in your stash. So then I could just peel the backing off of all of this. Now you can see that that lights up really nicely through there. So then I'm going to glue on my sentiment. And you can see if I press the middle of my sentiment, then it's all lighting up. Then I'm going to add that to my card front. And then I'm going to add a bit of glitter glue into each of the circles just to add a little bit of shine. And this is just a clear glitter glue from Kingston Crafts. So then there's our finished card, and then there it is lit up. I think that's a really cute way of saying hello to a new little baby. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I'd appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future videos. If you press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will also notify you when there's a new video available. All of the products that I've used for today's card are listed in the description below, and there's also a link there to the Chibitronics sale. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.